everybody, this is Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover the Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey cases, but also as time passes I've been covering other cases such as the Staircase or OJ and many wrongful convictions of youth. I go over the documents, the photos, the videos, anything case related, so stay tuned because I have many more videos just like the one you're about to see. Hello there everybody, how you doing today? Today I'm here to talk a little bit about something that just came up last night. Literally as I was live last night, some of my subscribers were talking about this Jayme situation in Wisconsin. She had been missing since October 15th of this year, and everybody was looking for her desperately, or they were wondering where she was and all that stuff. And anyway, she last night emerged. Well, that's last night was when we were hearing about it. Apparently she came out of the woods nearby where the guy that was arrested for this, his name was Jayme Patterson, nearby where he lived. She came out of the woods and saw a lady who was like walking her dog and went up and asked the lady for help, and they ended up getting Jayme some help. Jayme then ended up describing the guy who had abducted her. She ended up describing his vehicle. They found him, pulled him over, and he is now in custody. So it's you know, to me this situation kind of reminds me of the Todd Colehep thing with Kayla Brown. You know, that was such a, I mean, everybody was wondering where Kayla was. She had been missing for a couple months and nobody knew where she was, and it just so happened that some officers went to Mr. Colehep's property to just basically inquire, because they were just beating the street basically. They didn't expect necessarily to find anything at Todd Colehep's house, but they were there knocking on the door, and one of the lady officers, while they were there waiting for an answer, which the door never got answered, but she heard something coming from a storage container nearby. She heard what sounded like something knocking, and it caught her attention. And the other officers that were with her tried to dissuade her. Tried to say, oh, it's nothing. It's probably just an acorn hit it, or, fell on it from one of the trees or something like that, right? And they're just trying to say, oh, it's probably nothing or whatever. But she didn't let it go there. Okay. She decided to go over and inspect, and they went over and opened up that storage container and found Kayla Brown chained up inside of it. And that's how they ended up bringing Todd Colehep to justice. And this situation kind of has maybe a similar feel to that one, but, we gotta see what facts and stuff begin to emerge. Obviously, there's going to be a hearing on Monday. Today's Friday, so there's going to be a hearing on Monday, and we'll most likely be hearing a lot more at that point. What evidence there is, at least what evidence there is to bring charges, preliminary stuff, and we'll be able to get some of the facts about the case. Might possibly get what possible connection this guy might have to the family. Because as they're saying right now, there's no real connection. There's no social media connection between this guy and the Klosses. The only remote connection that's been talked about so far is the fact that this guy worked at the same place that Jayme's parents worked for 2 days. So I don't know what the story is there. He worked there for 2 days. So that's, I guess, the most significant connection that they can find at this point. Which maybe isn't really super significant, but that's what they found. So on Monday, I imagine a lot more information is going to have been collected, and they are going to be expressing, talking about some of this information in the press and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to find out more about this. I cover a lot of these cases where girls go missing or children go missing. I cover some of them. I have a friend of mine who's really, really into helping with missing cases. She's one of my favorite people. I call her G. Those of you who have heard me talk about her on this channel, I call her G because she doesn't like me to use her name, but I just think she's awesome, and so I talk about her occasionally. But she likes to work the missing cases, and so there's been a few others that her and I have gotten together and put together some information, like for instance Elizabeth Thomas, some of you may remember, who had been abducted by her teacher, but it looks like maybe she just ran off with him, and a lot of strange circumstances with that case because she had been homeschooled up until she was like 14, and it was literally her first year in high school that she had ever been immersed into public school situation and right in high school. I mean, can you imagine how that was weird? But anyways, they ended up bringing Tad Cummings was the teacher that he ended up getting arrested and brought to justice, and Elizabeth Thomas was brought back home to her family and that sort of thing. But sometimes the explanation is that the girl had a relationship with the guy, and that's why she went with him or whatever. So I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying that, like everybody else on my channel, just because you guys, anybody who's been watching my channel long enough, you know, especially my friend Mark Hodnott, on this channel, everybody gets their presumption of innocence. Okay? So does Patterson. You know, I don't think it's going to last. I think that the evidence is going to come against him pretty darn strong. So, but we'll wait and see what evidence comes out. But for now, he gets his presumption of innocence here. So we'll wait for the facts to come in on this, and we'll wait and see, and we'll gauge it at that point in time. But if in fact Mr. Patterson is another emerging serial killer, just like Todd Kohlhepp was, then I think Miss Kloss is going to be a big hero, a huge hero. Because if this guy was emerging as a serial killer, possible rapist, who knows? I don't have any facts to say that anything like that happened. But if we do know that he killed the parents, so we can absolutely with certainty say killer. I don't know if there's been a rape kit or anything like that done yet, so I don't know whether or not he's a rapist. But the point is, he's already killed. So he's already, you know, this could be his first, you know, act. You know, this could be his emergence. And it's damn good thing that Miss Kloss was so brave and got away. Because if this guy is emerging as a serial killer, she helped bring him to justice before he could refine his horrific skill set. She, you know, got him while he was still making mistakes and that sort of thing. And she probably saved a whole bunch of other people from becoming victims. If, in fact, that is the case, and this guy was an emerging serial killer. Like I said, the facts are going to emerge more on Monday, and we're going to find out more about this. But these are just, none of this that I'm saying right now is hardcore fact, other than me recounting, you know, what went on so far about her, you know, her escape and that sort of stuff. But in terms of me suggesting the possibility of him being a serial killer, me suggesting the possibility of that there could have been something in the 2 days that he worked with her parents, this is all, those things are all just me making guesses at what little information we have. But I did want to go ahead and make this video today because I do find this to be very interesting, very uplifting, because it's always very nice when you get a person, a victim, back and they don't end up dead. That, you know, unfortunately Miss Kloss's parents weren't so lucky, but it's kind of sometimes a real good feeling when you deal with this kind of subject matter, to get that good feeling when somebody actually gets found alive and it's not another dead body to be, you know, it's just, there's just something about that just is, it just makes me want to go ahead and report about it and everything, because so many people, so many families out there don't get their loved ones back, or, you know, that sort of thing. And so it's really great that Jayme Kloss was able to escape, and she is alive and she is well. Obviously she's going to be, you know, she's probably has a great deal of trauma, and she's going to probably be dealing with a little bit of therapy in the future, and she's going to have to kind of heal probably from this whole situation. But, you know, I mean, I gotta say that if in fact this guy, like I said, if in fact this guy was an emerging serial killer, then she's going to be a hero, in my opinion, and she should be. She should be a hero. But like I said, we have to wait for Monday to see more facts come out on this. But like they're saying right now, they said they found a shotgun at the guy. Was watching the press conference, and they basically said that they found a shotgun at his house that matches the exact, you know, or well, that is very closely matching to what they think was used at the Kloss residence to kill her parents. So they're fine. He was talking about some things that they're finding, but he was also saying, unfortunately, up there where this guy's house is, that there's really no cell reception. So the only information they're getting from on site right now in the head sheriff in the county where this all originated, which is about 70 miles away from where this guy lived. And in that county, they're having trouble communicating with the people on site because there's no real cell reception. You actually have to come down the hill and everything to get cell reception again, because this guy, I guess his house is just kind of out in the middle of the forest up in some mountains or something like that, or hills or whatever. So they actually can't make calls from his property. So it makes the information passing a little bit more arduous. So as all these guys come back at the end of the day today and they start debriefing, with everybody there at the sheriff's department in Barron, I believe is the city, then obviously there'll be more information. But like I said, Monday will be the day, because that will be when the arraignment happens. They will have, there will be some things offered. A little bit more of the facts will be fleshed out. Some more of what's going on here will be fleshed out. And then I'll go ahead and do another, video sometime next week. I'll try to squeeze it in where I can, because we are going to have a packed week next week. We are basically, Travis and I, with the help of Allie a bit, are going to be we're going to be going over the motion for post-conviction relief filed by Zellner back in June of 2017. We're going to be kind of going over that, to kind of go over everything that's in it, and we're going to be basically talking about and tying in some of the amendments and the things that came after it. We're going to be basically trying to explain it so that everybody understands what is actually on appeal right now. And we're going to try to go through all these things kind of item by item so that everybody can understand it. But I will try to squeeze in a video or two about this Jayme Closs situation, because like I said, I really like these situations where the victim comes home alive. For me, it's a bit of an uplifting type of a situation, and so I am eager to get more facts on this, and as I get them, I will obviously be relaying them here for those that are interested. So if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.